Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having a good day. Let me find the right screen. And this one? Yes, this one. Here we are. So, it is, and the countdown is going, 53 minutes until Ina's stream. So we have a bit of time. So, with that said, and I'm still over a little bit far. With that said, we are back again with some D&D. Well, the prep work anyways. The live thing will actually happen fairly soon now. At least this campaign is almost set up. We have a little bit of work to do, which you can't see yet. But I've been working on one of the later maps right now. So later, it does not even have a number. It's just a area. There is only one more section, which is the end game to do after this point. But I don't want to give away too many spoilers. So you'll get to see the map for this, but you won't really know what's going on yet. And you'll see some stuff on the side. Hopefully my work to get this ready is actually a thing. Hopefully. Like this encounter here, I'm still working on it, but I had to make a version of the enemy, and I hope that works. It's not exactly. I mean, there are several ways I could have done this, and I actually think I might do 2 ways. So yeah, let's go in and start a character and show you one way here. I forgot. We're gonna use the character mancer for this, by the way. Gotta pick a race for them. I think technically elf is probably the way to go here. They're not quite an elf, but I think that's probably the better way of doing this. Oh wow. I could have custom, but that takes a lot of work. I'm not sure for these purposes we would do that. Technically probably a high elf. Though all of that. Okay. I think we already get elvish. So that's kind of lost on us here. Sylvan is probably the best choice. There are a lot of things here that are going to speak Sylvan. So I hope that's the correct one here. And this character is probably technically a fighter. We're going to take the one from the player's handbook. Skill proficiencies. Athletics. Acrobatics. It's not going to really matter. I know that sounds weird, but that's not really going to matter here. When you use a 1 or 2 hand, if you roll a 1 or 2 on damage die for an attack, you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and you must use the new die, the new roll. Even if the new roll is a 1 or 2, the weapon must have a 2-handed or versatile property for you to gain this benefit. And technically, they'll be using a longsword, so it is versatile, I believe. Let's do that. Custom. We went custom here. I want to say at least 14. Probably also 14. literally intelligence and wisdom make no difference. Neither does charisma for us. So, I mean, I could probably just go with a regular roll for this sort of stuff. And background does not matter. We are skipping that entirely. This is an NPC. I'm just using this to make us have a, okay. Does not matter. I'm going to be giving them all sorts of gear. So, again, nothing special here. I am just trying to come up with a good way to work on this. Alright. This is Silver Warrior. I doubt it's going to actually change the card here. I know I did not select a background. I do not care about background. Alright, so. Let's see. This looks like everything for our attempt to make a more capable NPC. But this NPC is, if I recall correctly, in the original book, and I'm looking it up right now. You cannot see it, so I'm just describing it. In the original book, they are treated as somewhere here. Okay, I know it should say it somewhere, but I do not see it. Why do I not see it? I see a lot on the way they attack. I believe they're supposed to be a level 7 warrior. So I'm going to make them a level 7 warrior. And we're going to hope this is going to work. It should actually be not super advantageous to do it this way. We're going to go with Eldridge Knight. Because technically that's along the lines of what we want here. I may end up making them a higher level here. Gonna see how that goes. Oh yeah, they should technically get some more things. Ability scores or feats. I have no experience with the feats here. So, I am kind of curious. Let's see what these feats do. Increase your strength score by 1. Okay, well, that does not really do anything for me. How about Great Weapon Master? Learn to put the weight of your weapon to your advantage, letting its momentum empower your strikes. Score critical hits. Or reduce the creature to 0 hit points. You can make 1 melee weapon attack as a bonus action. I don't think that'll ever come in handy for this character. Maybe, but kind of doubt it. There's actually another character who I might want to build this way as well and choose mounted combatant because they're supposed to be on horseback. But I didn't do it that way because I was making it very simple when I was doing it. But I might go back and redo it. What does Weapon Master do? Huh, that was weird. I don't know where that sound came from. Hey, Soggy, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having fun today. And you have had lots of snacks. Good, good. Ooh, eclairs. I haven't had an eclair in ages. They're very rare around here. You gotta kind of go to a specialty store. Oh, I was getting messages here. Okay, well, you got to see one of my players briefly. They're not really my favorites, but I would take an eclair. I haven't had one in just ages, so that is definitely a thing. Yeah, I don't really know if I'd take any of these when it comes down to it. Maybe give them durable? That would just be the same as giving them... That is such a bad feat! And thanks for the heart, Soggy. Even though it might not be useful, I kind of want to give him a feat, though. Boy, this is such a hard thing. I mean, I guess I can give him higher stats. That's a thing, right? What's the difference here? Heavily armored. But I already have proficiency with that, I believe. So let's go with this. Unnatural weapons. I'm pretty sure I have proficiency with heavy armor. I would think I do, as a fighter. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't, and I'm just fooling myself. But, let's do it like this. I think that should work. Come on. Why is it still broadcasting in here? That's a good question. Huh. Okay. It should actually not be... Okay. Alright, well, that's a thing. I would swear that this was how I had it set before. Hopefully it's working correctly now. And my day has been okay, Soggy. It has been a long day of doing this, mostly. Because I keep working on this, even though I don't really have to. Don't ask me why. I think I might want another level here. Actually, a couple of levels. They're supposed to have a special spell, but I'm not sure how we could do that off the top of my head. Um, I can never find what I'm looking for. This is frustrating. There are an awful lot of spells, too. Your image, that's solid. They're gonna have, like, no first level spells. It will be a thing. I mean, though this is just an NPC. They're not really meant to be built as if they were a PC. So that is a thing. This is kind of the overkill way of doing this. The problem is they don't need any of these to actually work in combat. So that's why I don't really care what they take, and this becomes so hard. Hmm. Maybe I'll give them that. How about that? I should have 3 of these. So dancing lights. Lights. I have minor illusion. Oh, I guess that makes 3. Okay, maybe that's easier than I thought. Alright, alright. So how does this person look now? I don't think their current hit points updated. Yeah, I don't think that did at all. Huh. Well, this is a thing. Can I just tell it to go up? Because, oh, okay. Well, that was going up, apparently. I'm not... I'm not sure what's up with that. Not at all. It is being weird. That is so incorrect, it's not even funny. Because it should have added 30. Okay, well, something is definitely not right. I'm not sure what, though. Oh. Well, that's working. And the bio would be working, and this tab is working. So that's all a thing. This is where I wish I had more time to explore and find out what's going on in D20. I've made a few characters now, and they've always worked. This is the first time it hasn't worked. And I'm not sure why. And, I mean, parts of it are. Parts of it definitely are. Maybe if I turn it this way, I can just click something and get it to work. But I don't see where that is. I don't see anything for current hit points. So I guess I will just be confused. Oh, I love when I'm confused on a stream. Oh, and I will then type wrong. Ah, great entertainment values. I haven't put down a token yet, monkey. And thanks for stopping in. So far, they're just here, which is... Oop. Okay, that was the wrong tab even. Which is the write-up page or tab, whatever you want to call it. Yes, drop it in. Okay. Let me add the gear while I'm thinking of it. Because you're supposed to have this as gear. And that is about where I expect you to be. Yeah, that looks like what I did when I made it as a NPC built off of another type of enemy. Because the first way I created it, and you can go away. Okay, so right now, they're just right here. I made animated armor into what I wanted the first time. I gave it some special abilities. And I think that's over here. Yeah, this is my special version of it that we have here, which makes it the Silver Warrior. And this one here, I just basically took the core of an animated armor and I gave it some stuff. But I thought it'd be cool to do it as a character too, and maybe that would be more effective. Because they're very weird Silver Warriors in the original material. In the original material, a Silver Warrior is a servant of a Fey creature, for lack of a better word. And, yeah, and they're meant to be elfin, and, they're level 7 warriors, effectively. But they don't die. They can't be killed. And they have what in earlier versions would be considered improved invisibility. So even if they attack, they stay invisible, which is what makes them deadly. And I sort of think I did that with this animated armor, but I'm not sure how effective this would be. So I figured I'd make it as a character using the normal full rolls and see how that worked. But that hasn't really done too much. Even with that, they don't have access to the spells to be like greater invisibility, which I think is the new version of improved invisibility in the old days. And yeah, that's definitely a thing. They have about the same armor class, so that's about right. But the rest, the hit points don't seem to be working the way they're supposed to. I haven't put it down anywhere, so technically, I mean, I can't even just, well, I could sort of just drag it, but if I do, I don't think it's gonna be right there either. HP. No. That is definitely not right. I am not sure what's going on there. So we're gonna cancel this. And get rid of them here. Okay, I'll have to work on that later. We'll move on to something else. Something I think will be a little easier to deal with. At least for the next half an hour, roughly. Yeah, 29 minutes. 29 minutes and then I switch over to the other half of my stream. So, the other part I'm working on are setting up the random encounters. Because the original book had wandering monsters that you would encounter. And they're pretty simple encounters, really. Hey! Welcome, Raiders! Hi! How's it going? I hope you're having a good time today. So, right now, we're doing some D&D prep work for a campaign that I'm creating. Well, it's recreating, really. this is a very old module. I will go back and show everyone the initial screen. When it wants to update. When it wants to update. And we're doing okay. Though D20 is being a bit slow. But yeah, there's this old module I got as a kid. And it's back before there was like a even second edition of D&D. So it's very old. And we're updating it to modern standards. And throwing it together. And we got some players. In fact, one of them was online a bit ago. And that's a thing. We're going to have a couple of people. Usually. Oh, and thank you for the follows. I think my alerts are broken because I did not hear the sound. And I should have. That is weird. But, yeah. I'm doing my best to recreate it. And it's a complex process. Because it was way before, all the later versions of D&D. And we're updating it to 5e. Which has been some big changes, especially early on. To give you an idea... And I gotta scroll out here. This is one of the original maps. Set up with the original sets of enemies. And, very much a thing. This is actually different separate encounters that all link together on the same map. Which was kind of hard to recreate. But I wanted to give a new map version of it. And, we'll possibly switch between maps when we actually play. Because, for the most part, they're identical. But this is the new version of that same map. But using assets from D20. This is actually an earlier one. Some of my later ones actually look a lot better than this one. But, yeah, this is the same set of encounters. Same blocks. I moved them a little bit around on the map, so they're spaced out a little bit better. But, yeah, it's the same thing. Same enemies. Everything is exactly identical. And we're going to have a party go through this. This is the very first map, so I'm okay with people seeing this. You won't really get any hints of the future here. But I think this looks like a pretty nice version of it. I just redid our random wilderness encounter map. So it was a lot less filled out earlier. Now it looks a little bit more impressive. Little area for the fight to actually happen in here. This... Oop, I'm on the wrong level. But, yeah. Let's toss that. There's a little place to fight here in the middle. And the path actually gets a little bit thicker. It should be a fun time when we actually get to do stuff on this map. In that regard, actually, let me see here. One of the original encounters is a bunch of wolves, which does not seem like a good encounter. Let me check and see how difficult a fight with 5 wolves would actually be. And pathetic. Pathetic is the answer. I don't want the encounters to be too hard, but if we go up to, like, say, maybe a dire wolf and 4 or 5 wolves. Yeah, like a dire wolf and 4 wolves. That would be a much better encounter for our 2 adventurers who are level 7. So, I think that's more what I want to go with, and we're going to have to set up a page for these. We're going to call them Random Encounters. And they're just going to be sitting here all planned out with the number of enemies and everything. They're still going to be random. But, yeah, I already had it. That's why. Okay. I'm confusing myself. I have been doing too much of this, I think, today. Alright, and a bunch of wolves. Come on, wolves. I actually have these on another tab already, but not the way I want them to be here. We're just going to group them all together, so I can just grab them as a group and plop them down when their time comes. And I don't have to do any extra work. So we're going to toss those there. Yeah, now he's a little bit better. So that will be encounter 1. Another one was about a grizzly bear. So let's do some sort of encounter like that. A grizzly bear would be a very easy encounter. So let's put, like, 2 brown bears together. If we do 2 brown bears, that is a decent encounter. It's still an easy encounter, but these are just random encounters, so we don't need to make it super difficult for our party. I could bump it up to 3, and that would be a medium encounter, and that's still a good thing. So 2 down. 2 down from our random encounter table. And then there were ferrets in the original, and I forget. I think we made them into weasels. Yes, we made them into weasels when I was doing the planning. Giant weasels. And then it went away. Huh. Okay, I could see it there a second ago. Now let's do it this way. They are giant creatures. I'm going to find them. Yes, giant weasels. Being attacked by giant weasels is going to be crazy. Alright, so let's get rid of the bears. These are much simpler enemies. I could throw 10 of these at them. And that's just barely an easy encounter. Wow. Wow, the weasels have not been given their day. Not at all. I think we will actually put 10 of them here. And see how that goes as an encounter. With the action economy, that actually might be really tough. We will have to playtest that a bit, I think. They're not very strong. They have like 9 HP, so it's not going to be super difficult to kill them. Like a single fireball, if they all group together, would pretty much end all of our giant weasels. And our characters will have access to probably fireballs, so that could actually be a thing. I'm probably doing this all wrong because I'm singling out each one as I do this. That's not the really the way to do this at all. But I am. And I know it's not the way. Alright, so we have 3 down. Next was Boars. I think we'll do the same tact we did for wolves. Get rid of the last encounter. Add some normal boars to it. 2 normal boars and a giant boar. And we have a decent encounter. Where is our giant boar? At least that's what my thing says. For those of you who don't know, I am using a site called Kobold Fight Club that I found. And it gives me an idea of how complex... Helps if I can type. That helps. But it gives me an idea how complex each fight would be. So, we'll do this. Realistically, it says that all these fights are about as difficult as each other. How true that actually is, I don't know yet. I do not know yet. We're going to have to actually see how it goes in the game before I have a really good idea. The next one is Sturges. Whatever reason, the original designers loved Sturges. They just loved them. Way too much. Way too much. So, to have a decent encounter, we need another 10 of these. Because these small little things are just nothing. So, you need 10 of them to be a decent encounter. Just like we needed 10 of the giant weasels. And that makes sense. They have about the same HP. Well, actually, they have less. They do have less. So we're going to copy and paste these. Rather than me doing them a second time here. Alright. Our Sturges are there. I'm not sure how that's going to play out as an encounter. There is actually a map that has like 3 Sturges on it. And they might be a lot more difficult if I send them in while attacks are going on. But there's another encounter on the same map, so that's going to be a lot harder. The other encounters are going to be a thing. Because, as per the original map, a troll is another encounter. But the troll is a harder fight than any of the others here. So, that's like the worst possible luck they could have. Would be encountering the troll. And the next one is actually ogres. And I think we've fought them in pairs. Yeah, because you need at least 2 to actually be a decent threat. Which would also be a little bit harder than the average fight here. That's not a hugely bad thing, though. Then we have gnolls and hobgoblins. Let's see. If we put down a pack lord, how many? Ooh, wow. I mean, we could do a more advanced encounter here with the gnolls. And I think that's actually maybe a good thing. We'll put down a pack lord. And it'll be the first time anyone encounters a pack lord in the entire encounter. They're usually led by something else, at least as far as this goes. Yeah, they're a little bit tougher. We'll give them some gnolls to go with them. Regular gnolls. Just drop those over here. Ooh, wow, that did not align quite right. That'll be a more challenging fight. That's about on the par of the 2 ogres. And the other one was hobgoblins. So, let's do hobgoblins. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, wow. Ha! I was thinking about dropping a Hobgoblin Captain in, but that is a challenge. A Hobgoblin Captain and even 2 Hobgoblins with him is an immensely harder fight. In fact, 6 Hobgoblins is equal to the last fight. So, let us plop that down as just 6 hobgoblins. And these are, I think, going to be all of our random encounters. There's one type of enemy that... Oop. Come on, select them all. Drop them in. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so these are all our encounters. The bottom ones are slightly harder than the top ones. So that's the thing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 encounters. There are 10 original ones. And the 10th is robber flies, which are not in the game anymore. And I'm not sure what to really take their place. That's been sort of my quandary. I'm not sure. Maybe some giant spiders? I mean, that could be a thing. Giant spiders in the woods. Out of curiosity. Spider... How many? 3 giant spiders would be more than enough. Let's give them 2 giant spiders to fight as the other one. That's not a hugely harder conflict than the other ones here. It's about on par with, like, these guys up here. So we're going to stick them up here, actually. So, we now have 10 fights. Obviously, the spiders were not in the original. But, yeah, that's a thing. So, we have 10 now. These are all our random encounters. There is a separate set of random encounters later on. Which had 6 entries on it. And Mountain Lion was one of those entries. Otherwise, they're basically the same as what we see here. Actually, if anything, a little bit harder. Because the numbers have gone up. Wolves up to 6, which is actually what we have here. Yeah, ogres 2 to 5. 5 would be nuts. 5 would be run away. 2 characters even against 5 ogres is insane. I am not sure how that would go at all. So that's definitely a thing. But I think for now we have our encounters. Some harder than others. These are all random for the players to encounter. So I think we're okay there. I think we're okay. And since we're going to be switching topics soon, yeah, 10 minutes left. 10 minutes until I switch topics. And then we're going to be checking out Ina's new outfit. Yeah, while I'm thinking of that, when I go live with that, we're gonna not have you guys hear her audio. Because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm pretty sure I can't replay all the audio they have. So, I'm not even gonna try. And if you want to get the audio for Ina's stream, you will have to actually see Ina's stream. Hopefully you keep mine open, because I'll be talking about whatever her new outfit is like. So, that's a thing. And I hope you're here for it. And I'm actually not sure what to do with 10 minutes. Now I'm feeling anxious. I did this yesterday for Kiara's outfit live. And I did Callie's outfit too. Which if you don't know, I am a fashionista. I am really into fashion. So, that is one of the things that I tend to stream. And you can go look at my videos that I have for Callie and Kira. Sorry, I need to hydrate. 1 second. Okay, there we are. Better now. Better now. But, yeah, I already put Callie and Kiara's fashion reviews up on YouTube on my channel there. So if you want to check out those, you can go there. Kiara sort of dragged things out yesterday, so it ended up being a little bit longer. But yeah, we went for like an hour waiting for her to show off her outfit. And we're gonna do pretty much the same with Ina today. Maybe a little bit shorter depending on how long she stretches it out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Should definitely be a fun time. Actually, to cover the 10 minutes, I think I'll show off some of the other stuff that I did today. This we did yesterday. This was part of what we worked on. We converted this map into a new version, which is this map. This is obviously a little bit more messed up. I couldn't quite get them to sync up here because of the distances I had to work with. I think I need to shuffle everything a little to get it all to fit quite right. But when I did, it didn't quite fit here. I'll work on this some more, though. I'll work on it some more, and we'll see if I can get it to maybe align a little bit better. It's a very simple map encounter, though. Because there's basically 2 rooms of about the same size, which is pretty much the way it was originally. So that's definitely a thing here. I did the Herbalist House, which is a very simple thing here in the old map. The old map is really simple. The new map is still pretty simple, but it's a little bit different. I had to change the orientation a bit. I made their farm a little bigger. They now have a barn and a little corral for animals. There are little fields over here, some nice bushes that they have along the sides. Little cart, even an outhouse. Because, of course, you know, they would not have running water at this time. And let's not have them poop in a bucket, because that is just filthy. I know our ancestors did it for millennia, but let's not have these guys do that. This is quite the fight, though. The original fight was just nuts. They threw 16 gnolls and a troll at you, with 2 elderly people and their wolf to help you fight. So I've redone it, and this will be 2 waves of enemies. The second wave is not really even a threat if it's separated from the first one. So hopefully that will make it a little bit better. I didn't even put all of them on the old map. I didn't put the extra set, because I figure I can just carry them over if we're going to be using that. But that's a thing. This map, no combat happens here, so I haven't made a new version of this map. I have looked at doing a map of this, because there's a really nice map set that already has pretty much everything I need. And I've considered buying it, but $5 just for this one map seems a little excessive. It seems a little excessive. If I were going to, like, you know, sell this as an actual module, that would be different. I could easily make back the $5. But I'm not sure how that would actually work, just doing it here. So for now, I'm leaving that blank. This one is the other one I've worked on today. This is a bunch of brambles around these 2 pillars and this pool of water, which leads into the area that I was working on when I started the stream today. And that is this map. I did not have a good stone pillar, so I used this instead. These are still pillars, but it's all I could find. It's all I could find. The pattern is the same, though. We have brambles all around in the pool. Take care, Soggy. Take care. Have fun. Yeah, I think that's everything I've done. There's a bunch of stuff to work on later. Because the next maps, after I do the one that I was starting with, are these ones, which are old maps that I have to convert. Which have a lot of enemies on them. And no, Mr. Ooh. No Dracoliths. It's already going to be crazy. In fact, I'll show you because I already have the enemies down for it. This is one of my next maps to convert, though. In fact, just this encounter down here with the hill giant, the ogres, and the troll would devastate the party if they actually decide to fight it. You're not really meant to fight your way through here, though. There are other options. But you come to this part and you face a manticore, then a young red dragon, and 2 wormlings. Is the final battle of the entire adventure. I have not been able to scale this down at all. So I am adding some extra, people in to help out. A little more so than even the original. The original was crazy. You would have to fight the dragon and then the 2 youngsters 2 rounds later with just yourself. I don't even think you could probably get your wolves here. Your war dogs. They're not technically wolves. Your war dogs, if they live somehow through everything else, to here to help you, and they die really quick, because you're the only one with special gear. You can't take your warhorse in these caves. No way. So it would have just been you. Just you. Nothing more. And that would be the final encounter. I am not sure how many people ever survived this. I don't see how. Obviously, the dragon in the original is a lot easier. Because even a young dragon now is 178 hit points. And yeah, Craven is a decent option. But I am giving the players a bunch of extra options here. There's a treant that can help you out. There's a centaur who can help you out. And both can actually get here. Because I don't expect the players to have the dogs or the horses that the original player had. Because I just don't see that happening. And besides the treant and the centaur, the main character gets a bunch of anti-dragon stuff, like a dragon's bane sword, and I think it's a ring of fire resistance, and some other stuff. Ooh. And it's time for the stream to change over. Have a good day. Have fun. Take care. And see you later. Bye.